Hey, it's the Empire. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon for more videos. We taking over. Let's go, champ. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's go. Hey, it's the Empire. Geoboxing Empire. Baxter Boxing. Now, man, wild stuff, man. WBO undefeated world champion from New Zealand, Joseph Parker, thinks he weighs in on the Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz fight, man. And he has some interesting things to say. Now, it's crazy because, fans, they love to argue back and forth of who they think will win. And, boxers themselves predicting fights is always interesting because they always have a different take. Now, I seen Joseph Parker predict one fight, and I sort of thought he was out of his mind when he made the prediction. But he actually made a prediction a while back. It was actually versus Jeff Horn versus Manny Pacman Pacquiao, and he believed Jeff Horn was going to destroy Pacquiao, and that's exactly what Jeff Horn did. He beat Pacquiao. Now, this time around, Joseph Parker is actually making a prediction in the heavyweight division, and it's about Deontay Wilder and Luis King Kong Ortiz. Now, he said some really interesting things, man. Really interesting things. Now, Joseph Parker says, for his prediction, that and I quote, my prediction is seeing Deontay Wilder come out on top. Parker told Will Kent, but he has to be wary because Ortiz is dangerous in the first half of the fight. I think it's a great fight for Ortiz. He's one of the best fighters in the division, and it's a big, tough challenge. Tough, challenging fight for him at the right time. But I think Wilder just have too much, and there be the one to come out on top. So there you guys have it, man. He thinks that Ortiz will be dangerous in the first half, but he thinks in the end that Wilder will stop him in the end. So it's pretty crazy, man. I'm really excited to hear Joseph Parker weigh in on the fights because these are the fights that will basically inevitably shape the landscape of the heavyweight division right now. And right now, man, JP's 1-0 right now in predicting fights, at least that I know of, at least big fights, right? He predicted the Pacquiao Jeff Horn fight. And then right now he's predicting Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz, right? So this is wild stuff, man. He thinks basically with Deontay Wilder has too much skill for Luis Ortiz. Crazy stuff, too much skill. That means he thinks he's more technical than Ortiz. People love to talk about Wilder's wildness, but Joseph Parker sees the technique in Deontay Wilder. He sees it more than Deontay Wilder than the Cuban, the undefeated Cuban, Luis Ortiz. So this is a really big deal, man. I'm really excited to see him weigh in. The way he's talking, man, you think he bet in the fight. You think he bet on the Bronze Bomber, man. Probably did. So, wild stuff, man. I'm really excited to see that this fight's going to happen. It's going to happen next week. The tickets, there's a lot of tickets left, but, I seen fights that didn't sell out arenas, but then you look at the numbers on the stats outside, the arena, a lot of people watch the fight, right? Think Devin Alexander versus Luis Ortiz. A lot of people love to look at the arena and suggest that just because you sell the arena out means you're a superstar. Sometimes it goes both ways. I know people who sell arenas out, but pay-per-view do trash. The thing is, watch Devin Alexander fight versus Devin Alexander versus Victor Ortiz. They didn't sell the arena out, man, but the pay-per-view, the ratings were actually the biggest of all the welterweights. Those ratings are so big, it did bigger than Errol Spence versus Lamar Peterson. It did bigger than Danny Garcia versus Brandon Rios. It did bigger than any other welterweight, period, in boxing. It did over 1 million. Victor Ortiz versus David Alexander. No one expected that. No one really talked about it too much, and I thought I'd weigh in it. So, don't get it twisted. Just because people aren't watching it in the arena and paying $50-something for a seat or whatever, doesn't mean he can't, people aren't interested in the fight. People just, maybe people just aren't in New York. So, yeah, man, that's how I feel about it, man. I thought I'd weigh in that a little bit. People need to realize that selling out arenas is only part of the whole equation. It's just a small fraction of it. It's like counting someone's money and saying if you don't have, most of this money, that all this missing. That's only a part of it. You're basically doing your accounting wrong. You can't just include what you want to see and forget about everything else. That's just bad tabs on your money, cash flow. But yeah, man, let me know how you guys feel about it, man. JP thinks Luis Ortiz is gonna get stopped, basically. You know, he's basically said Ortiz has a good first 6 rounds, and then, you know, Deontay Wilder basically stops him, man. So let me know how you guys feel about it. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire. Geoboxing Empire. Peace. Empire.